Hey cuties, what's up? We are back with some more of the daily N.O.D.E. And today we are going to be doing a chair. Now this was most likely going to be the first object I did until I was like, you know what, let me do a bar of soap just for, you know, pour one out for Soapworks factory. Again, the apartments that I used to live in that got destroyed. But I mean that sounds actually crazy. They were just bought by a millionaire and then just like destroyed. It wasn't like anything crazy. Right? I know how that sounded. It sounded like, oh my god, what happened? But it's just, you know, just capitalism nonsense. But yeah, today we're going to be doing a weird chair that I had an idea for. So we're just going to go ahead and get to that. I already have everything set up how I normally like it. Well, just getting to the cube, putting the camera where I want it, but then like making it invisible. But I do need to change this. I always forget to do this. So 20, I need a thing like this that's just all my settings how I want them to be, right? So I don't have to keep doing this every time over here. But for anyone who wants to know, well then there you go. I obviously need transparent overscan. Not that the overscan really matters too much. This needs to be standard and then medium contrast. I think that's everything before I end up forgetting. I think that's, I don't need anything else. Subsurface scattering, sure. Screen space reflections. Yeah, everything should be good. I'm actually just going to save this real quick as like a base. Like base settings, so I don't have to do it later, and then I'll try to resave this. You know, I'll just resave it immediately right now as odd chair, we'll call it. Alright, so we're not going to start with a cube like you would think, because I mean you've probably already seen the thumbnail, whatever it ends up looking like. We are going to start with a curve, so go with a path. Right, so I don't know how big this is going to end up looking. I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this on the Z by 90. Not that that really matters. And then, let's see, go over here, go to geometry. It's just this right in depth. This is the pipe, right? Yeah, it's a pipe. Let's go with that thickness. Like, we'll work with that. We're gonna go ahead and edit this now. We're gonna end up needing more vertices though. We're gonna move this over maybe to just there. Now, so we have like a square here. We're gonna have to modifier this though, and it's gonna be a mirror modifier. I guess on the Y. Where's the front? Yeah, okay. Clipping, merge, sure. I mean, what I'm doing doesn't really matter, but yeah. On the Y there, I think this is on the Y because I spun it. If I fix the rotation, yeah, now it's on the X. Because I spun it earlier, it screwed up the rotation, but, you know, just press Control and then A, and you can reset your values for location, rotation, and scale back down to 0. Okay, so we need to start at the back. So I need this to be bent in. And then, like, about here, but I would like this to not be like that shape, but okay, so it can like stick together, which is kind of what you want, right? And now that's stuck. Good. This, however, we need to pull out. I would like this to be straight though, so what we need here is possibly like a subdivide, so we can get this to pull out a bit. Okay, fix that up. I'm gonna grab these, I'm gonna scale them on the X, scale X, and then 0, And doing that would straighten it out. So like if I did this, and I grabbed this and I was like scale X 0, it makes that a straight line, basically, is what that does. I think this needs to be turned, because I want this to be like a nice curve, perhaps. So that's like the bottom back there. Do I want this to be a bit thicker? We can go to a 6, I think, on that. Now, what else I want to do is actually take this and maybe like bring it up a bit. I might need to grab this and pull it back. Then we can pull this up again. I might even push the geometry up again to 7.07. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and take this and move it upwards to, well, I need it to be like, what, maybe 2? Let's assume like this is like a foot, so maybe like 1.5 feet, so maybe like to about here. We can subdivide that so we can try and fix this angle. I might have to like extend this out, which might be a problem. Problem only because it might like mess things up. So we're gonna go ahead and subdivide you. Maybe you bring this pop up. You can't really see it, but it's behind me over here, and then add like 2 sections of that instead of just 1. I'm gonna go ahead and like subdivide that as well. I'm going to scale this on the Z to 0. As you can tell there, it straightened out the object. I'm doing that, like I said earlier. That's the reason why you do that. I don't know if I want this to be aligned with that, like perhaps, so this needs to be here. And then we can bring this up. How much do we would want it to be up? Like 2, so like there perhaps. Then you can subdivide this a couple times, and then maybe like an extra subdivide here just to get this curve like that. I think I actually want this to be extended past that, and maybe this even like increase this height a bit. It's actually pretty long now that I'm looking at it, so let's do that so it's not too deep, because it's a bit deep. I don't think we need it to be that deep. This could be extended upwards a smidgen, but again, this could be shrunk a bit like that. Yeah, I think that's a better seating. And we're just gonna actually pull this back a bit. And then for the top here, we can, because also I'm extruding, if that wasn't, if that didn't make sense before, I'm pressing E on the dot to extrude out a line, right? So if you keep pressing E, it will add another like pipe, like it continues the pipe, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I kind of need this to be subdivided so I can get this angled in so that they can kiss essentially there and connect together forever. We kind of already have like a perfect curve here. Could maybe cool that out a bit. I think this is all straight like I would want it to be. Then I want to bend this backwards like that. which means we probably need another subdivide here so that I can actually bend it down. Be like out, then down. So this has to be like backwards a bit. Pull this up. Maybe like pull this out. Like, I don't know if I want it to look like that. I'm kind of just like feeling it out. This is a general shape I wanted. I wanted it to look like this. This like lip up and this lip down. Basically. I don't know if I'll make any changes from what I originally had in mind, but I think this is actually okay. So you can already see the shape coming together. So now what I want to do, I don't know if I should make this thicker again. Yeah, I made it thicker by 0.01 again, so we're at 0.08. I think maybe 9 might be too much. Yeah, 9's too much. 8 I think is good. I don't think I have any... yeah, I don't have any lights on. You can see the weird shadow on it already just from how this is generated. We are going to go ahead and add a sun, because again, sun is what I typically like to use. And put it there, and then aim it like that. And in the settings, maybe give me a 3, and you want contact shadows on. Maybe put me to a 4, perhaps. We can go to shading. And then world, and do the same thing as before. Control T to get this up. I don't know if I want to leave that on generated, but I'll leave it there right now. We're going to go ahead and open up our textures, which you can't see, of course, but you would just be looking for your own stuff if you have it. You can just go to, is it like Texture Haven or HDR Haven or something, if you want HDRIs to use in the backgrounds. Okay, I think it's fine. We're gonna have to go and see. Turn film, turn transparent off. Yeah, okay, so that lets me know that it's being applied correctly. Also, if you didn't know, the stuff down here is referred to as node work, so that's kind of like where the word node comes from. I didn't mention that in the last video, but these are nodes, the stuff down here, basically. Also, if you have any suggestions for objects, because I mean I'm going to be running out of ideas quite quickly, I assume. Today we have chair. We're going to have a table, spoilers, tomorrow in the same style as this one that I've come up with. I don't know if there's chairs and tables like this exist. It's just an idea that I had that was letting cook for a while until we started doing this. The day after that will be a bottle. Styled after a bottle that I have in real life. Then in yesterday's rad video, there's 3 renders for a boba tea and a syringe, and I was like, give me an idea, you know what, let me just add that to my list. So I'm going to make boba tea the day after that, and a syringe the day after that. And then after that, I don't know, so we have like well, not counting today, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 4 days after this of objects, so... If you have any suggestions for simple objects, you know, something that's going to take me like a second to make, not like a freaking 1,000-story building, you know, like a chair, like that's nothing, then I'll consider it. So this is just going to be metal like yesterday, so crank metallic up to max, and this is going to be pure. I kind of just like it being this soft reflected metal here, but I was going to make it 100% shine. Like this is like a pure shine metal, right? We can do the same thing we did yesterday, which we're going to go with a magic, right? Object. Color ramp for that. I'm just going to plug it into that so I can see what I'm doing. Turn this off so I can see. So with objects, magic. Oh, not magic. I didn't want magic. I wanted noise. Sorry, I did not want magic. I wanted noise. Kind of hard to see what's happening here. Let's pump that up. We can make this constant. So when it's constant, that means it's just a harsh line. There we go. Harsh line. Make it bigger, increase the detail perhaps. Roughness, increase that. Distortion. Distortion's not going to matter too much. And then just bring it down for like a slight scuffing. Then we're going to do that. I put this into a bump. I just wish it would not automatically default to that. So let me undo that. Put that into the normal so I can see what it looks like. Now we have this slight scratches here. Maybe increase that a bit. 0.3. I don't know how bad that looks. Might be a bit too much. We can keep it to like a 0.2. Then we're going to go ahead and duplicate this. But I have to, once again, remember what is what. Okay, we're on white right now. So if I made this black, I can't tell. I'm going to assume this is the scratches themselves, so the white needs to be black, and then this needs to be white, but actually I'm just going to bring it down to like a gray, like that, and then crank the metallic up, and that'll like show us exactly what's going on here. So you can see these scuff, like this is a very like meh way of doing things. Maybe you want it to be, no, you like bring it up, makes it like less shiny. So yeah, it just needs to be slightly worse, but not too much. And this color is fine, it doesn't really matter. I mean, black I think actually does something nice. No, it's just that. I'm just gonna undo that. So there we have like a nice metal with a lot of scuffiness to it. You might want to like turn this to like a 0.1 so it's not too bad, and then bring this down to like there so it's you can't see too much. I think this is okay. I didn't have to add all that nonsense to it, but oh well. Okay, now we need to add a like piece of fabric to this, which is what's going to go in the center. So that might be a bit difficult. The placement of this doesn't matter for that. I don't know if I want to extend this even further. Let me edit it again. Because this you want to have up, but maybe the back of the chair extends, you know, slightly farther. Like that. Maybe this needs to be pulled out so that we get a nice curve like that. And then maybe I need to do the same thing over here. Pull it out. Like that. This needs to be subdivided so that we can get a look like that. Also, this needs to be scaled on the Z to 0 so it is a straight line. There we go. This is kind of wider than the bottom, and I kind of want the bottom to be wide like that, so... There we go. That's how I want it to look. Now, we're probably just going to add a plain question mark. Just a simple plain. I don't know if I want it to be thick or not. I might need it to be thicker. I'm not sure. Edit this. Let's go ahead and scale this on the X to be about there. It should be hovering just outside of the thing there. I could actually just use a curve here as well if I wanted to. We can just experiment real quick before we start messing with the plane there, where if I take this and copy it, I duplicate it, so I shift D and then right click to make it go back to its regular spot. Get rid of the mirror. That just leaves us just this piece, and then like move it into the center here. Like that. Then change the change this to nothing. But then change the extrusion. Is it offset or extrusion? It's the extrusion. Like that. So change this and then just try to like rotate it to be correct. Is it Control T? Yeah, Control T to try and get this to go. Like, it's just going to be too much of a hassle though. You can see it's all different shapes and whatnot. I guess I could like kill these vertices, and same thing on top. Kill these. Well, I really didn't like that because these are the originating vertices. So it doesn't know what to do once that happens. So I'm just spinning that. It's kind of okay, but then it's kind of not okay at the same time. Like if you were like extremely lazy, you would do it like this, but I think I am fine just trying to use it plain. So it'd be like that. Let me kill these. And that one. I'm surprised this is... Oh, because it's crooked. Why is that crooked? Didn't realize that was like crooked to the side like that. Actually, this is not too bad. I just wish it was flat. And this is what it would end up looking like, kind of. Except again, I don't want to resort to something that isn't exact. So that works out, but we're just going to do it the hard way. I should be changing this to 0 on the X, I think. Yeah, to get it perfectly in the middle of this thing here. So we need to go ahead and subdivide this in edit mode. I believe this is as big as it needs to be. Can cut it here. I should just like get the pieces where I need them to be first, I think. So actually, let me just grab this edge there, and I'm gonna extrude it down to about there. So I was moving it here. I don't know if that's messed up or not, so I'm just gonna undo that. Go there, go into X-ray mode, extrude down. Well, that's just going straight down in the X, but that's fine. So then I can just pull this into the center there. And we can maybe put this here. And then we can push this out and bevel it later. That can stay centered there. This can go here. And then this there. And then that can just go straight up to about there, and then up there. But do we stop it there? I think it stops there. Now, one of the things is, do we want to have like arm rests for this chair or not? Like have them coming out of here somewhere? I don't know. Okay, so now we need to like slice into this and pull it down. So it's like I just cut that. Go ahead and pull that down. Like you pull this. I forgot how to how I want to do this. Like pull this down, and then can I bevel this? I can. So that's how you get like a nice curve. Is like that, but it's too far down here, I think. So let me just pull this up a bit, and then bevel that like so, and then spin the mouse wheel so it curves nicely. So you need to have like a good curve. So actually I think maybe what I'm going to do is take these vertices here and dissolve them. Press X and then dissolve vertices. Yeah, okay, that worked. And then maybe centralize this to about there, and then I'm going to bevel it now. So you can get kind of like a decent curve there, but it's a bit too much. You know, like this is cutting up there, which you don't really want that to happen. I want this to be perfectly aligned with this. Technically, I don't have to make it this difficult either. There's something else I could do. I could delete this. I can take you, Shift D again to duplicate it, then right click to let go. Come back over here, get rid of its mirror. We'll get rid of its depth as well, so it's just a line. And can I convert this to mesh? Then edit it. Hide this actually. So now you can see that that has been turned into a bunch of vertices, right? That's perfectly inside this. Which then, hello, what are you doing? Then we can come in here and kill most of them that aren't where we need them to be, like about there maybe. So delete those vertices. So yeah, about there's where we could stop on top, and then here would be like most of this. I'm gonna Control plus to keep moving up, like by 1. And then kill that, so then we have just this selection here, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and add a mirror to this. It should be on the other side. Show me. Yeah, it's on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and select everything and slowly move it in so that it's like a pixel off of the, well, it's not really a pixel, like a centimeter off of that. Select everything. And extrude on the X. I need to have clipping on and then merge. And then so when I pull this in, it'll all just glue together in the center. And then there you go. I mean, that's like the best, easiest way, which I should have done from the get-go. I thought the ambiance is gone. So there we go. Again, I don't know if I want this to be thicker than that though or not. Let's go ahead and take the center here. Center line. I don't know if we want this to be like pushed down. Like, it creates like a weird look, but I don't hate it. What I wanted to do was bevel this, actually. Hello? Why can't it bevel? Oh, I know why I can't bevel. You can't bevel because this is a mirrored object. So we take that, we apply this. The line in the middle is weird. I need to see. I didn't think about this yesterday. I didn't look at the face orientation. So blue means this is the front of the object. Red means it's the back of the object. You can see the pipes close, like a closed 3D object. So there is no red, but this is the back. And textures and stuff usually work differently when things are red. Like I can show you what I mean. If we turn rendering back on and click on this and go to like a new object here, we come down here, back face culling, this is considered the back face because it's red. So if I turn that on, all of a sudden it's gone. So it is literally making the back face of an object invisible, which we don't really want that, but this is why the direction of the face matters. Okay, so I want to go ahead and edit this now, and then grab this, and then bevel it. Like so. Just give it a little bit, like a little bit of a sink down. I think that's fine. I don't know what I want the color of this to be, but that's irrelevant for now. Then we need a mesh circle. I don't know if I can actually use that or not. We're gonna hide. This is the metal seat. I'm gonna hide both of these for now so I can start on something else. So we're gonna do something we did yesterday, which is make rope. And you all know how this is difficult. Actually, do we use a circle or do we use a curve? I forget what we use. We use a mesh circle, right? I have the Bezier circle here, but that's because I do need that because I want to make a circle. We'll do a regular circle though. We'll go ahead and edit this. Shrink it down. And then move it like this. Like yesterday. Then we'll go ahead and add a array modifier. Add a empty. Then the array modifier, switch it to objects offset, the object being the empty. Then we spin, well, not like that, but spin it. Well, I need to actually know what it will look like. So this needs to be set to 4. Then we can spin this to know what we need for its degrees. It needs to be 90. So type in 90 over here. I'm over here, by the way, like right here. I'm changing that to 90 after spinning it. Then we go ahead and add a screw. We gotta screw it. And then crease the screw. There we go. We have our easy rope. Our fast rope. Of course, we need to make this much smaller than that. How big is the chair there? So we're going to head and make this, try to make this as small as possible. So I'm scaling it down, of course, and then resetting the scale back to its base. Smaller than that. Smaller than that. That might be fine. Maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah, that's probably good. Actually, I have to make this pretty small. Like, a point, yeah, 0.1 for that. Okay, so that's fine. Now we need to add, where's the circle? Circle needs to be much smaller than this though. I need to change the scale of that now too. Then we add a circle as our curve modifier. We want the curve to be the Bezier circle. It's kind of screwing it up. It needs to be on the Z. Yeah, on the Z. Though the screw does not look nice here. Okay. Drop this to like a 0.5. That's okay, I guess. What do we need to increase? The iterations. That's fine, because we just need it to be... because I'm going to put like a metal hook on that. That's actually pretty small. It's smaller than I had desired, so let me drop the iterations down. Scale this up, then reset it, scale it up again, reset. And there, one much bigger than that, a lot bigger than that. It's still too small. That might be acceptable. Thing is, the screw is too much now. Oh no, actually no, that's perfect. Can I move the circle without screwing up the... I can't move the circle. Oh, not the circle, I want to move this. Yeah, I can move this without it mattering, I think. It's like spinning. It's spinning as I move it, but that doesn't really matter. You know, as long as it stays connected to the circle. Let me just put these back down to 0. Move that to here, move it there. Did it actually increase in size? Okay, so yeah, it is actually goofing up, so let me just go ahead and edit it, I guess. If I edit it, it doesn't change the thing. It has to stay at the 0. So I'm spinning it there, changing that at 90 degree. And then moving this here, which it is a bit too big. We can turn on the seat now, because it needs to connect to the seat and the thing there, but not like this. So yeah, the circle itself needs to be shrunken down, which is going to be kind of hard to do. And by hard, I mean like not at all. How would this look in real life? Like, it would be like hanging down like that. Like possibly bent that way a bit. It's kind of like hard to do. It's like something like that, maybe. I think I do want this to be bigger, so scale it up again. And Control A. Might need to get rid of some iterations on it though. There we go. The spin on the screw is kind of weird. Right? 3. That looks weird. That's fine. It's something that's like, I didn't really realize that it was gonna be like look like that. I guess if it's being pulled enough, like this way, then it's fine. Like edit this. No, not that. Pull this up, then over. It just doesn't make sense for it to be like that. Like it needs to be like being squashed down in this direction, even though that doesn't look nice. We have to remove some iterations as well. There. And then with this, we're gonna have to edit this. Take everything and scale on the X so that it's actually clipping through that. And then like now the semi-hard part is to have these loops going everywhere. I'm just going to go ahead and apply and apply so that this is just created there now. I don't have to worry about this circle anymore. Then generate a mirror so that it's doing the same thing on the other side. Again, this. Oh, we need to set origin to the geometry. Or find set origin to 3D cursor so it goes on the other side. I need to move this. Can I would like to move this, but because the origin is in the middle, I have to do it this way. I just start there. I might want to increase the scaling X and increase this length. I don't know if I even increased it. Before we finish that though, we kind of need something. So let me just undo everything I just did real quick. I need to get this back there. Just to make this easy, I'm going to go ahead and maybe duplicate this for the future. Grab this and give it geometry. Give it depth. That's fine. Maybe like one more. And then convert to mesh. Then edit that. Like grab. Let me see. So the thing's there. This is the thing. So it's this piece here. Like 2 pieces away. So maybe like here. And then there. Well, I need to do both. Then cut the vertices there. And then I'm going to select that vertice, and this huge part is no longer connected to the middle part. So I'm going to Control L. That selects everything that vertice is connected to. I'm going to delete all that. So that all that's left is this. Then I'm just going to grab this, fill that in with an F, press of F, fill that in, press of F. Then grab insert faces, like so. Same thing here, insert faces like that. So now we have like this little metal piece that's going to be holding this together, theoretically. That's going to go ahead and go and get a metal, but then I'm going to change it into another one because I don't want the scratches to necessarily be on this, so can back out and just remove all of that from the middle there. You can even like make this like a rougher metal, right? And it doesn't have to be shiny. It can be like cruddy fake metal. So just Alt middle mouse button to click on something to make sure that it's you're focused on that object. Maybe like a 0.3. Maybe I didn't really want to get rid of the extra stuff. I can get rid of this though. Or do I want to? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do that. Increase the roughness, perhaps. Increasing the size. And in this case, increasing means lowering this number. Okay, there. And this as well. Let's just generate a mirror as well, so you see it on the other side. With that thing. We're gonna need like a new collection because we're gonna have to dump all this stuff into this. Rope. And rope metal. Grab those, drag it into the collection too. Then I'm going to go ahead and parent that. So that when I move the object, the metal goes with it. Then we're just gonna push that up like so. I might even want to just like, I don't think I want to do that yet. Let me go ahead and get the material for this down, actually. I don't know what we want. Do we want like a gray? Gray roughness off. I don't know what color we would want this to be. I just need it to be applied because I think I'm just going to take this and then join that to that. The only problem is like the mirror there, question mark. Let me think undo the join. I forget this is what you call it. This is attach to that. So I just want to get rid of the mirror for that and that. So turn the mirror off for that. Come back up here, get the thing down. Name it a rope. Again, just make it like a dark color. Turn the roughness off. Then take this, and then join them together. Like both of these colors are there, and then we're going to head and take that, and now we can generate the mirror. So I don't have to like worry too much about anything. Like if I could, I need it to be its own origin still for the mirror, but I don't know why the mirror won't work how I want it to. I need to mirror off of the center. Oh yeah, you just mirror off our object dummy. So now it's mirroring off of that so that I can keep its center. Because then I need to do this. Well, I shouldn't do that first. I should let go of that. Duplicate it. And just drag it down. How many of these do I want though? Every 2 squares maybe? Just like that. This is gonna slowly put a huge burden on my computer because these things have so many vertices. You can tell by how black they are, because it's so dense with vertices, because I didn't remove some, that it's just completely pitch black. So there we go. But then this one I'm going to tilt forward a bit, maybe even like move it down like a smidgen. I don't know where the thing stops, about there. So then you just like slowly move it down. The pipe here, while rotating it to like match. We can keep going. I don't know if I should have done something else or what. I could get rid of a layer there. Like this is like a really weird, because there's so many of these, it's getting like a really weird look to it. Yeah, rotate that. Again, I'm pressing Shift D to duplicate these things. It's almost straight again. It's like now you just want it to be as straight as you can get it. And just keep moving it up every couple notches. This isn't exactly straight. There we go. Another one. Where does this stop? It keeps going for a bit. Okay, we're starting the curve here. So we need to like slowly move that. This needs to like curve a slight amount as well. Can I see right here? I think is the top of it. So another one about there. Rotate that. Again, I know this is a weird chair, but that's the whole point of it. It's just being a weird, funky thing. Okay, now you... I think I need to extrude on the X again. I need to have my mouse like really far away when I do this, so that I can have like a minute modification. So scale X, and then like slowly move it. There we go. The psychopathic thing to do would be to have... I should have had a Tauros added to the edge of this, like to the original, like right here. So I hit the keyboard there, so that it would look like a loop that it would be going into, right? OBS didn't like me doing that. Like if I add a Taurus, let me just go back out. I think I want it to be thicker, right? Yeah, thicker, even more, maybe. 2.4. Move that up. Then come over here, and I guess like you can do it. Then shrink that until it looks like it would fit around that. Then drop it down into the thing. And like pretty small. But you kind of want it to be like, yeah, through it as well. That means it needs to be like rotated at a slight angle like this. pass through both sides. And it'll like be a pain in the butt to do that like 100 times, but you see what I mean? Like, you have that there, let me shade smooth on that. So it looks like it's going through that. Also, yeah, my computer is dying from like turning on render mode. Frames are dying over there. It looks like a binder, like a journal, like a journal binder, which I am not complaining about. But if we want it to look even nicer, like we would have to, you would have to do that. So I guess we kind of have like no choice but to. Well, the Toro should be in here as well. And I have no choice but to grab this and do that. We need this to be, it could be metal too. And just dupe and then drag into position. Yeah, just like keep doing that. Over and over again. I think. Yeah, the audio is gonna reset soon because it's been an hour. So duplicate that. See, now we have an issue. We gotta try to get this to be angled appropriately. I can live with that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be in there. So dupe again, drag it out, pull it up. And I'm like grabbing onto the red circle here to rotate it on the X. So you can like decide what axis you want to rotate something on by grabbing the color, the appropriate color. I'm like grabbing the green to slide it on the Y and the blue to slide on the X. And rotate that. Like I would have to, if I wanted to like sell this chair on like a 3D asset place or whatnot, I would have to redo this. I'd have to redo the ropes and make sure they have like no geometry. Like almost no geometry because it's like too expensive now. But that's not really a problem. It's just like redo it and do this all over again. But to change the geometry of the rope is actually pretty easy. It's just change the settings in your curve. Just lower the count of polygons, whatever. So then move it up and over. Let's go ahead and rotate that. There we go. Again, this is mirrored, so I don't have to do the other side. It's automatically doing it. Now, how straight is this next one? Almost, but I don't think it's like quite straight. No, I can't just go straight up. The audio is like finally done. It's just rotating now. It's starting over. There we go. I think here we can just go straight up. We don't have to care about changing its position. Again, I should have done this before I started duplicating everything, but what can you do, right? Is it starting the curve now? It is. Starting to move backwards. move that here, and then we probably want to give it a spin just a bit on the X. A bit much, actually. Kind of just fine like that. Move that up. I know I should have one on the top, but whatever. I feel like it's just gonna look silly if I have an extra one like that. There we go. I guess I'll just do this. I'll grab this, grab that, this, and then duplicate them, and then just move them up to where they need to go. Just like right here. It needs to actually be moved down like that, and maybe rotated nicer. No, the rotation is fine. I think it's just this is a problem because then it sticks out. I guess technically you would have fabric doing this, like this metal thing would actually stick out like that, but I guess we can just move it down, move both of them down, so that it's not too crazy. This is even like clipping off the side there. Now we gotta do the rest of them down here. Scoot you to there. Just Alt middle mouse so I can focus on the object. Also, things would be easier, of course, if I had a better computer. If you're even still watching at this point, I do have a very old computer, so I guess at the same time, don't be afraid to use what you got, right? Because I'm using a 12-year-old computer that is absolute trash, question mark. It's still holding together though, but it is really bad, which is, you know, why the frame rate is dying on my computer whenever I try and look at it right now, because the render is just doing too much. So again, if you want to help me get a new computer, there is one on my Kofi. You can go, not my Kofi, my throne. You can go help donate to that to get me a new computer, so we can actually do more advanced stuff. Well, not really more advanced stuff. It just makes it not a hassle for me to try and do. My computer isn't gonna like melt down and explode trying to do some stuff. And then I'm just gonna take this and duplicate it. Move it down. Let's get like a decent curve out there. And then we can take you and move you up. And then rotate you. And there you go. There we go, we have our like binder journal straps on there now. Then we just gotta get the texture for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this and select the outsides of this. I'm gonna mark seam, and then we're gonna go to UV editing, so we're gonna have to do something with this. Select everything, mesh, I don't know, where's it at? UV unwrap. And then we have that now. So I don't have to do that. I could just, I don't have to do anything advanced, because I was thinking maybe I'm going to have to use graphics tablet to draw on this, but because this is just a like simple object, I could just slice here, and then do something there in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this, generate solidify. That's going to push this down a smidgen, but is that enough to hide these circles? It is. It does hide the torus. It's already like too thick. The torus get hidden behind that. Can I? How like smaller can I make it? Trying to get in there so you can see. I mean, it actually does still have depth to it, despite being so tiny. So that's actually kind of okay. Just as long as all the toroses are still visible. And then we're going to go ahead and come into shading. My computer's going to melt down from everything that's happening. Trying to render this chair while I'm recording and have the VTuber out at the same time. I mean, you can look at the VTuber, it was like dying there for a second as I'm moving the thing. So this material, you are the chair. Well, I guess it's a seat, actually. We kind of want this to be like canvas-y, so do we want Voronor? We do. What do I call it? Voronor. Like I'm Australian. Voronoi texture. I'm going to put this into color ramp so I can see what I'm doing. And it can be UV because it is UV'd. So you kind of get this like gross, sickly look to it, but we kind of need that. Maybe increase the dots. There we go. Crank that to like 500. Try to create like a leathery look. I have leather, which I could just leather texture I can just combine with this, but doing it all in just Blender itself, you would use Voronoi to cheese a leather-y texture to it. .1. You can see the texture now. Looks pretty okay. The thing is, I don't know what color now because the ropes are like a gray. Do we just make this like another gray as well, or what? I gotta like zoom out, not rendered, because I keep seeing OBS dying every time I try to like manipulate the image while it's rendered. Is it normally that dark? What the heck? Where's the light at? It could just be considered plastic too, but you might want to like lower that, or maybe even make it a bit shinier, like a 0.4. I might even increase the scale to like 600. Yeah, do we want maybe just to go for an actual brown? Like I don't know. That actually doesn't look too terrible. We can just like cycle through the colors. Huh. I'm kind of feeling this blue. I mean, it could be anything, right? Whatever color you would want it to be. It like the dark blue down here is pretty okay. Can we go over and see what we get? Pure red. Pure red's pretty nice too, but I don't know about that. Again, it does. The color doesn't matter because I can change it to whatever I want when I want. So, but what's going to stand out on the thumbnail? A nice red is okay, but I don't want to default to red. It's like my favorite color, so I shouldn't just fall onto it like a crutch. I feel like black is more my favorite color now, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. The purple's nice. I want that like nice turquoise. But is that not pretty okay? Max color, it might be too bright. So you're losing, it's so bright you're losing the depth that it has. Like the shine, like it's so bright it's doing the shine that it has. Okay, nice blue's okay. I'm not really, I hate this color, by the way. Nice pink. Green is like too strong here. This color just reminds me of Fallout. There's like some turquoise chairs, I want to say, in that game that you can place down. I don't know, like maybe somewhere around here. And then we like try to figure out if we want the rope to be this color or we want it to match the you know, match this or not. We could just make them pitch black instead. So we can just white, white, maybe. Like white and blue is a good combination. Well, white and any color, like white and red, white and blue. Blue and yellow, the Nerf colors are always nice. Just like circle the spectrum. The blue and blue there is like too much. You're doing too much with that. Now the red's too strong. And blue and yellow for Nerf, or like blue and orange. I'm just gonna go softer colors now. See what I get. I mean, I think it's either just have to be white, which stands out a bit too much, or black. I think I like black. I think. And now it's just like, is there any extra stuff I want to add to this? I could, now that that's been done, apply the solidify, which is, there's a reason why I wanted to do that. So how would I go about this? You know, so I wanted to add like a line on the side to show that it's what you call it, but maybe we can just go like this. Might have to do the what you call it again though. Let's turn the thing off though. So we're going to take this and we're going to extrude backwards like the smallest midget you've ever seen in your life. Then again. No, I didn't need it to be like that. So that we have that. The problem is, you know, like we have this now. Like this is going backwards, but it's kind of like, oof, that's not really great. It's just the issue with trying to do something like that. So we can apply the solidify. But then, you know, you have it going all the way around. You could extrude, scale, and then just move that smidgen. Of course, that messes everything up. Maybe I can't quite tell like how close they are, because these things are really thin to begin with, right? It's like a barely existence, because you don't want them to be too close to each other, like causing Z fighting. Just scoot in. You can still see that it's separated, it just got like scaled in a bit too much. But is that a bad thing? Because what does that look like? You can't tell because of how this works. Even though that's like a sharp line. It's a sharp line, is it not? Well, oh, it's actually got extruded forward. That's why. Maybe just extrude scale and then try like even smaller amounts. And then you can push this backwards. Kind of needs to be forced backwards. Can't tell if it is or not. Yeah, it is. Then you take this line and squeeze here and then squeeze there to sharpen that. Same thing with the squeeze. Squeeze. And then that creates an edge there, but you still can't really see it because this isn't being affected, just how extruding and moving things works. Yeah, you can't quite see that. I don't want to mess up the thing like that, so we might actually just go ahead and do what I was saying to do. Is this still... Yeah, I want to reapply that. Might be kind of difficult to do. We'll see if I can do it real quick. I'm gonna need another one of you plugged into you. Plugged into here. I'm gonna add a image texture. There, apply that. New. We can just go. Is it 4096? I think is the right number that you want to type in. 4096. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it depth. It doesn't really matter. The new image. You kind of need to like save this, but we're not really gonna do that right now. Well, actually, I will. You need to like find the image over here. We're using the texture paints. I'm clicking on depth here, texture paints. Then image, save as. I'm just gonna put depth there real quick. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm just saving the image to the computer so that it actually exists. Because if you don't do this, Blender will just like delete the image just randomly for no reason. So we need white. Yeah, we have white. This might be hard on my computer trying to do this. But essentially all I'm going to do is, or what I would want to do is just draw like a white line along the edge here, potentially. If it lets me. Actually, can we get symmetry on the X? Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly draw a line here. Just to see if it's even gonna do what I need it to do. Like that. So the corners there are drawn in, so then I'm going to take this and put it into the height of this and like crank that up to like a 0.5 if it lets me. There we go, 0.5, and then we'll take a look at see what that did. See, it does add like this depth to it now. Like at 0.2, 0.3. But you kind of want something to be not like cringe like this, right? So we can go back into the depths and go texture paints and see what we can do about that. So let's just look down at this for a second. Where is stroke? And give me a line. So that it doesn't look too bad. I can't actually tell what angle I'm looking at. Is this actually the front of the chair? I think it is. I'm just trying to straighten that out. Let's switch back to black. Try and get rid of the bad edges here. Oh, did not like that. That's fine. That looks pretty good. That's no, still not straight. That's straight. There we go. Like that's a pretty decent line we have there. And now you can see this makes the illusion that it's three-dimensional along the side. But it actually isn't. We're just using depth. Fake depth. Let's see something. I just want to see what this would look like. Oops, wrong color. What is adding like that to the bottom? You know what? That actually, you just random geometry. You're kind of doing it for me. So go ahead and do that. Can't quite get the same aesthetic this way though. Out there. It's almost like a bus seat. Actually. So there we go. That's pretty okay, in my opinion. I don't know if this is too high, though. Like, the pipe might be doing too much. So let me just have to come over here and save this, otherwise it's gonna delete itself. So I haven't, like, set this in stone yet, so I can still modify this. I can like drag this back in if I want to, and then even try to do something here. I need to make sure this doesn't get changed though. Maybe like pull it outwards. I'd like to move this in, but if I move this in, this is gonna disrupt that, right? You see it's like moving inwards. I can maybe like try to fix it by doing that, but then you need to like check the torus. It's okay, I guess. Well, the torus doesn't matter because we're not moving we're not moving the seat itself. Maybe I should have this connected to that. That would be weird. I hadn't thought about that, but you know, I'm just gonna go with this. Why did it like stutter just to get into object mode? So now it's like, okay, what do we want to do with the lights? About there, perhaps? Might want to be even brighter. Then give me a second light that I'm just going to, I think, point this way. Perhaps make it a 1. It's going to be a 4. I'm going to go like a third light. And this is going to be here, facing forward. This could be a 2. Or is that going to look like we have like 3-point lighting on this? No, that's like professional 3-point. It looks okay. I don't know if like all the scuffs on the chair are making this look weird, right? Like too scuffed up. Let's get into like a good position. Like about there, right? We can like move this down out of the way because we don't need that. That's just in the way. Get like a good look at it. There we go. Again, this wasn't supposed to be like a regular chair. We're trying to do something kooky. Yeah, I don't think I need to... Oops. Hit that. Hit my keyboard again. I don't think we need to do anything else here. I was thinking of having... If I was going to add armrests, to have cushions on them, but... I think this is fine. Maybe you don't want the metal of this thing scraping your floor. If we want to like keep adding onto this. So you have like pool noodles on the bottom of this thing essentially. And by that I mean... Now let's make you like slightly red. Like they're already like slightly yellow by default, but it's fine. We are going to add a cylinder. I'm going to move this over to there. Rotate you on the X 90 degrees. Go ahead and edit that. I'm going to kill this face. Okay, no. Why is everything getting destroyed? I'm literally clicking on... Oh, because we have that on. My bad. Kill that face. Kill that face. Select everything. Scroll it down. By scroll it, I mean scale it. Put it in the middle. Scale it again. You don't want it to be like too big. Too small. Then scale it on the Y along this entire thing. And pull it back. Maybe increase its size overall because it's not right. Give me a Y, so about there until it starts messing up. I might just grab the back end of this and just pull that backwards. There we go. Maybe even lift it up a smidgen? Question mark. And then accept that. Then you can go ahead and take that and maybe like fill it in again. But I'm going to take face, right? Take this. Actually, it doesn't matter. I have both sides. And insert a face to there. Kill the face that's in there. Let me just hide that so I can see what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is take that, and then this and this, fill that in, and then grab the edge there and just press F a bunch of times. Or you just hold F, but just press F so you can get the right... I actually can't tell what where we're at. It's 2 off. It's like blending in. There we go. Now that it's fully filled in. Go ahead and take that. I'm gonna bevel that. By bevel I mean insert face, and I'm going to just pull it out. Then on the other side, do the same thing. Insert faces, and then pull it out. Then I'll even do the same thing here, because it's easier just to select everything and then insert faces than to like try and loop cut, right? So get the metal back in there. Shade smooth. So now it looks like it actually is circled around that rather than not. Then go ahead and grab that and mirror to the other side. And then this can be the same as the seat, but we're probably going to have to make a new one, and it has to be around the object rather than what you call it, because I don't feel like modifying it. I think it's at the UV. It needs to be like object. Though, actually this, hold on, this part here needs to be gotten rid of. We're not using that. Object. That seems fine, but actually I think it needs like a less. 300. 2. Yeah, 200 I think is okay. Okay, computer, we get it. You're dying. Stop. I mean, that adds a little bit more character to the seat, and then we can just add one here and one there if we wanted to. I mean, what you should be doing if you really want to save time, which we had already done this earlier, right? Where is the metal? This isn't. Yeah, it's still a wedge color, right? So you just take the metal, duplicate it, actually save the mirror, take it and convert to mesh. So it should be the entire thing, right? Yeah, it's the whole thing. Then you go ahead and you go edit. Well, actually, what you want to do is undo that. Undo everything I just said. So take the metal, duplicate it, come down here, switch the depth to like 9 or something. Yeah, switch the depth to 9, then convert to mesh. Then you come in here, you go edit, and then you just cut where you want it to be cut, which would be, let's just take this. So what is the equivalent to the other side of that? Here. So like cut those vertices there, and then with you, that's what 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one. Cut those vertices and select this and that. Control L, select everything that you have not selected. Delete the vertices on that. And then there you go. Now you have perfectly shaped objects that you would want. But then you just do the same thing, right? Though I see that this is not connected merge vertices by distance. It didn't do anything. Some of the stuff is just not connected, so merge at center, merge at center. Okay, the rest of it is all fine. Are you screwed up too? Or is it just that bottom part? I'm gonna hope that it's fine. And just do the same thing, right? Just take this, fill it in, take this, fill it in, insert face to where it would be, which is about there. Same thing on the other side. Insert faces to about there. Eat the face. Eat that face to get the middle out of my way. With this, it's more of an issue because it's curved like this. So actually, what you want to do is maybe just take this, extrude inwards, and then just scale it down. So you don't have to worry about that and just fill that in. Same thing with the other side. Just extrude inward, scale it down, fill it in. We'll just go ahead and do the same thing with the top part. So actually, you don't have to do that. If you want to just keep teaching things that are better. So just undo everything I just did. I don't fill it in. I didn't do the top either, right? And you just, just come over here, solidify. And it'll add like the depth to it itself. That good. Yeah, that's fine. And then just apply that. And then you can go in here and edit it, and then for this we'd have to add like a loop cut. But you don't have to add a loop cut, but I'm just gonna do that. So loop cut there, loop cut there. Then do what we did before, which was grab this, insert face, and then pull out, but it needs to be pulled out at like a specific angle. So like that. Insert faces, then I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Now the other side. I'm just going to start with this one. Ooh, this one is like weird. I have to be like here instead. Can't use the camera or whatever. I'm pretty sure you can like translate from normals or something like that, but I don't know. I don't feel like trying to figure that out right now. Then cut that. There we go. And then we just go ahead and do the same thing. Just, oh, why does this have, oh, because it was the middle. Give this the C1. Call these cushions. I don't know if I spelled cushions right there. Don't worry about if I spelled cushions right or not. And just see if that looks nicer. Yeah, I think so, right? Adds a little extra oomph to it, though. We've been here for an hour and 40 minutes. I think it's fine to just let this chair be as is. Let's go ahead and get a good shot of it again. So like around here. Like that, maybe. Just gonna move this down out of the way. Nope. Like move it down. Like I don't know what's like a good angle for the chair. Like here. Like that. Maybe slightly more to the side. Aimed down. No, also I don't have the, well, I'm not using the camera, but I don't have like the, what you call it turned on. Let's see. Just move the camera to a position that I want it to be, so 120. Spinning it to the side. Need to go this way. Zoom out. Like that. Now, where was the viewport? It's this. Turn this off. Like that. That's okay, but I think the rotation isn't what I want it to be. Like something like that. The angle actually makes it look a bit weird, actually. Or the focal length is what I mean. Focal length 60, it looks like that. We'll go back to 120, maybe like 150. And just try to get out. Yeah, all these angles are just weird. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I can figure this out off camera, right? We're essentially done with this odd chair, which I think is what I'm going to refer to this as. Okay, cuties, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers or think about becoming a member. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we're working on watch time and subscribers. And don't forget we have a throne now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and Alexgkiller 880. Of course, again, if you have any suggestions on things I should be making in the daily notes series, let me know. Because we only have like 4 days worth of stuff right now. I mean, I'll think of stuff. But again, if you have any suggestions of like easy things that are going to take me like an hour to make, right? Not a masterpiece or anything. Yeah, cuties, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment. You know the deal. See ya.